too darn hot. It's too darn hot.
And he's adapting Shakespeare and uses quite a bit of Shakespeare in his lyrics. Whereas The Life That Late I Led is certainly one that comes from Shakespeare. And I Am Ashamed That Women Are So Simple takes many of the words that Shakespeare wrote and puts them to music. But what great fun it is to see Fred Graham and Lily Vanessy ostensibly putting on a production of The Taming of the Shrew. A lot of people say, well, is it a musical? Is it not a musical? I mean, what are they putting on? It seems to be The Taming of the Shrew, but then again, there is Fred singing, Where's the Life That Late I Led, when if he were in the straight play version of Taming of the Shrew, he'd be saying that. But that's what happens in musicals. People sing, you know. So as a result, I don't see that as a problem, though some people have. All right. So that's all colorful enough, but could there be some other threats that be in the show? I mean, it might be a little wearing to see just a genuine musical of Taming of the Shrew, because when Rodgers and Hart wrote The Boys from Syracuse, they adapted the comedy of errors and made it as is. And so many other people who have adapted Shakespeare for the musical theater have basically put songs in the play that they were adapting. But here it's a unique situation because indeed it wasn't simply a musical of The Taming of the Shrew. You also had a couple of complications, and that is the complication of Bill Calhoun, who was certainly in love with the actress playing Bianca, named Lois Lane, strangely enough. Potter admitted that the Rodgers and Hammerstein model helped him quite a bit in writing this show, that he really took his inspiration from the way that they were structuring their shows. And by this time, of course, he had seen three of them. Certainly Allegro wasn't a hit, but nevertheless, it had a lot of good things in it. And needless to say, you don't need me to tell you that Oklahoma and Carousel certainly made the mark.
So I want to ask you about the most interesting thing that you just said to me, which is about how Cole Porter felt, wow, I think I could write a better show if I follow the Rodgers and Hammerstein model. Now, I see that there are two couples, a comic couple and a major couple, although they're both funny, but the secondary couple is a little more silly.
Yeah, because after all, So in Love is a song that's very, very serious. It even gets reprised, and so that's the serious couple. Even though there's a lot of fun involved with them, sure. Lois and Bill don't have a song anything like "So in Love."
Well,
In
what?
fact, it's often been said. It's often been said that Cole Porter wrote Bianca for Bill because somebody said, "I bet you can't do any rhymes for Bianca," and Bianca actually it became, and you know, and it even brought in a reference to Sanka, which was reasonably new in the market, and a lot of people had objections to this instant coffee as opposed to good homebrew coffee. So Sanka became a joke there. And
what else about the show is Rodgers and Hammerstein besides the two couple structure?
well, a lot of people say that the fact that they didn't open with a big number. Now you might say, wait. Another open in another show is a very big number. Yes, but it doesn't quite open the show. There is a book scene that comes beforehand. And a lot of people have said, well, you know, it is interesting that people didn't really dare to do that before Rodgers and Hammerstein, that even with Oh, What a Beautiful Morning, there is at least a moment of silence before it happens. And the curtain going up on another open in another show would have been very expected. And in fact, in the revival, which Peter Stone adapted, ironically enough, that is how the show starts in the revival that was done not that many years ago with Brian Stokes Mitchell and Maren Maisie. So, but they were looking to do something different. They thought, well, let's just start with a scene, and we'll be daring in that way. And a lot of people say that wouldn't have happened if Roger and Hammerstein didn't say, throw away the expected conventions. Just think out of the box. Not that that expression was used then, but think dare to be different. And that was a very different way to open a show about show business. I mean, really.
Peter Felicia's Broadway appears in every issue of the Broadway Maven's Weekly Blast.